Massachusetts. Right behind me is a statue of great American patriot Samuel Adams. And I feel really at home here. There's freedom and liberty all around me.
Here lies buried James Otis, orator and patriot of the Revolution, famous for his argument against writ of assistance. Don't walk in my house. Don't wave a little piece of paper at me. Tell me you can come in my house, search my house, put me in jail, fine me. That's not a legal law. That's not a moral law. I won't enforce that law. James Otis. Do me a favor, look him up on the internet tonight. He's been cheated for over 300 years. You know what I think? I think if you have a cause to fight for, something to believe in, you have a chance of living long. Can't prove it, but I believe it. Now this is the tomb of the victims of the Boston Massacre. How many people were killed at the Boston Massacre?
5.
How many?
5.
All right, I'm going to read the names for you. I'll count them. Samuel Gray, 1. Samuel Maverick, 2. James Caldwell, 3. Christmas Maddox, 4. Patrick Carr, 5. Christopher Snyder, 6. Somebody want to explain to me why there's 6 people buried in the grave of the Boston Massacre when only 5 were killed that night?
He was the apprentice that got killed before.
The 12-year-old boy that was killed a week before. Sam Adams said that young man is as much a patriot as anybody else who died that night.
From your perspective as somebody that, talks about the Constitution.
Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you all so much.
Well, from somebody that, teaches about the Constitution and about liberty all the time, like your perspective on current events, like if you see any repetition of history is what's going on today.
Well, something, the way I look at it, because I love history too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cal.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, by the way, he's guaranteed an A in American history. That guarantee's good for 24 hours.
Excellent.
All right. You look at any country in history and their ups and downs.
Yeah.
In the 50s, there was Joe McCarthy. Thought our country would go to pot, but somebody stood up for him. We've just been through a cycle where our country has been, on a downgrade.
Yeah.
We started to make some changes. I think there will be. But there is still plenty of prejudice around. There's still plenty of anxiety around. But, I think we've also made progress. And Boston is a great city for that. This city 25 years ago was demolished. This area here was a fish pier.
Yeah.
So even physically, there are changes that occur. So I'm hopeful. I'm an optimist anyway. If you thought we were going to win the Revolutionary War, we could have got the same odds that the horse won the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Got
at that point of view. Do you have another question?
Yeah, the writ of assistance.
We're disappointed in the Celtics, the Bruins,
but
our Red Sox.
They're still going. The writ of assistance. Do you see any similarities with anything modern day?
Yeah, I guess I did. I don't know if but just the whole business of being able to tap into our phone.
The Patriot Act.
Yeah, the whole business of of what it is. But even back in those days, John Adams did away with habeas corpus.
Yeah.
And Abraham Lincoln too. What they thought was right for the country at the time. I'm not a George Bush fan.
Yeah.
He probably thought it was right, but it's really made our country worse.
Yeah.
Now we got to straighten out the mess.
Yeah.
Franklin Roosevelt interned the Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not convinced that anything's really changing.
So history does repeat itself, that's the question.
Yes, it does.
But the point is that we've been able to dig our way out of it. And I'm optimistic.
Yeah. It seems like we're on the verge of, what was happening here. We're being overtaxed. We have all this stuff that's coming down on us from the government, too much federal government, and there's a real push for globalism, just.
I know. I have a daughter lives in Sweden.
Yeah.
There's no more country that's more liberal than Sweden. Suddenly, they've had all kinds of immigration problems and so on and so forth. So even they've tightened up.
Yeah.
And now whether they're doing the right thing or not, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just. Do you see this whole false left-right paradigm? It's just this, we've all gotten so sucked in by the media to think that you have to be one or the other, and they don't.
Just made a big change.
They blind people from revolution.
The population goes from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
If you go from George Bush to Obama, that's quite. But two ends of the totem pole. So we can at least make things change.
Yeah, most people think that though, but really the people that they call conservatives these days are actually pretty liberal if you look at the Constitution.
I guess.
Yeah, and
I mean, I understand the people who, you know, say we need more restrictive, but I also understand the people who were under slavery for so long. I mean, you know, so, you know, it's
yeah.
Anyway, it's been great having you.
Yes.
And thank you so much.
Yes.
Really appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Yeah.
Keep cheering our Boston teams on.
All right, we'll do.
All right, bye-bye.
What do you think of that?
Huh?
What do you think of that?
I thought it was pretty interesting.
I don't
He was trying to stay pretty neutral though.
Yeah.
That stuff.
I don't think he wanted to answer my questions.
No, he didn't want to give you any answers at all.
Bagpipe guy.